is an architect, a psychotherapist, and a shaman. And this gives him a really unique perspective on how the mind works and how to unlock its full potential. And I'm going to walk slowly over to my notebook to read the title, because otherwise I will get it wrong. But today, Andrew's going to be talking to us about the evolutionary secrets to a long, healthy, happy life. So I hope you're all paying attention. Mm-hmm. Can I get a big round of applause for Andrew?
Can you just hold that up so I can see it? I'll do my own self-timing. Sure. Great, thanks. So how many of you have thought about how you're going to die? A few, okay. So I want to die like Georgia O'Keeffe or Pablo Picasso. Vibrant, active, healthy, creative into my 80s or 90s. Who would like that? And who just wants to make it through the weekend? Unfortunately, that's not what's happening. About a quarter of us are dying from heart attacks and strokes. Almost as many people die from cancer. And then it's lung disease, liver disease, diabetes, and for women, dementia. And then if you look at how we live our lives, we live in a time when we've never been more connected, right? But 39% of people report having nobody close to talk to and living in profound loneliness. And then if we look at stress, anxiety, and depression, which are, skyrocketing around the world, but just here in the UK, if you look at executives and professionals, they have a rate of stress, anxiety, and depression that's taking them out of work almost twice that of the workplace at large. 3.5 times if you're a lawyer. So how many of you can relate to those sorts of statistics or experiences or know people in those places? Yeah. So what's going on? Why do you think this is happening? Anybody have any thoughts? Scared to say?
Stress.
Well, I think it's what I call stun. Stress, trauma, unmet needs. And we're being stunned into dying before our time and living short, unhappy, miserable lives. And for me, this is very personal. Because my mother died at 62 of lung cancer after a lifetime of stress, depression, anxiety, heart problems, and more. My girlfriend died at 54 of tonsil cancer, having survived breast cancer. Also problems with stress and anxiety. She was a teacher. They're only about 2.5 times more stressed than the average. And my little sister just got treated for leukemia. And, it's been good, but who knows? So, this stuff is serious. It's important. It makes a difference. So what is it that's causing that? How many of you know that your body only has you can only be above the line or below the line? Who knows about that? Okay, so let me explain. As we go through the world, there's a process known as neuroception. It's perception, but it's below conscious awareness. It's your neurology. It's just checking the whole world, looking out for cues of safety, cues of danger. Because your body only knows, I'm safe or I'm scared. So safe is above the line. Scared is below the line. What happens when you're scared is the first thing you go into is fight or flight. You're either duking it out or running away. But if that's not possible, an even older system, the reptilian system, the free system comes into place, and that's when you lock up and you play dead. And a lot of people have been the victims of assault, especially things like rape and trauma. They beat themselves up because I didn't react, I didn't run away. And they feel like it was somehow their fault. No, that's the reptile in you just going, you can't control it. But what happens when you're below the line is repair, healing, and growth systems of the body shut down as well because they're not needed. Now, when you're above the line, we're in a system known as the social system. So this is where your eyes, your tone of voice, your gestures, your body language, your heart, and your gut all work together. This evolved when we started living in groups. It's what allows us to communicate, to deal with conflict, to de-escalate things. It's the part of us that goes, oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? That's the social circuit. So when your social circuit is engaged, you're open, you're confident, you're relaxed, and all your body's repair and health and restoration systems are online. So that's why it's vital to stay above the line. Because when you're below the line, your body can't take care of itself, and the stress of that is literally tearing you apart. So how many of you have ever had a difficult boss, a difficult partner, a difficult project, the things we sort of describe as being from hell? And isn't there a typical pattern there? You know, it might go on okay for a while, but then all of a sudden there's issues with conversation, communications getting misunderstood, anger, resentment, aggression, and it becomes kind of a shitstorm. Well, the last time my last project as an architect was one of those things where very stressed out client, unconsciously, I didn't realize at the time because I hadn't been a therapist, they reminded me of my parent. Very hypercritical, very aggressive, very tightly wrapped. But I could handle that because I was above the line, and client management is part of the job. But one weekend I had some bad news, financial issues, kind of freaked out. And when I came in on Monday, what had been normal behavior the week before was just intolerable. I couldn't take it. And I was literally turning away and walking out of conversations because they felt so threatening and so difficult. Anybody been there? I'd gone below the line. So not only were communications going into the toilet, but I was making stupid mistakes, which made things even worse. So the question is, what do we do? How can we stay above the line? Would you like to know that?
Yes, please.
So the first thing is to just be aware. So go ahead and just close your eyes. Close your eyes and check into your body. See how you feel. Notice any sort of tension, breath, thoughts, and on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is like chilled out and 10 is freaked out, what number are you right now? And then, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to do the next thing, which is open your mouth and take a big yawn. Even if you have to force it or fake it. And then roll your head very slowly, maybe stretch, again, very slowly. Okay, and now check in. And what's your number like now? Is it higher, the same, or lower? And you can open your eyes now. That's what I call be like a dog. Because brain scans have shown that when you yawn and stretch, no, not like the other kind of dog. Be like a cat? So, because brain scans show that when we do this, it literally washes stress and tension out of your body, out of your system. And it's why you see cats and dogs yawning and stretching all day long. So do that 2 or 3 times an hour throughout the day, and you're just washing any accumulated stress out of your body. And then the last thing is the vagal reset, which is clasp your hands like this, put it behind your head, and you can do it lying down or sitting up. Keep your head going straight, look straight ahead, but then look all the way to the side, to the left with your eyes, 30 to 60 seconds, until you feel a release, a relaxation, or a sigh, and then all the way to the other side until you get that same release. So it can take 1 to 2 minutes to do that. And what that's doing is the vagus system is a nervous system that links those three: fight or flight, social, fight or flight, or freeze. And this is resetting and calibrating all of that. So remember, stay aware of where you are, yawn and stretch, don't be like a dog, and then use the vagal reset to keep yourself above the line. So I've been Andrew Hryniewicz, and I do have these handouts if you want. One side talks all about this stuff, and the other side is 3 little quizzes on how to assess what might be stressing you out.